Welcome to the channel. My name is Matthias. Today we're going to talk about a very interesting story that is fascinating and very cringeworthy at the same time. We're going to talk about the Hellfire Gala, the first one. I don't have all the issues to this particular story arc, but we're going to cover Marauders issue 21, X-Force issue 20, X-Men issue 21, and Wolverine issue 13. I also have the Planet-Size X-Men one-shot, but I think that particular issue needs its own video. So the idea of this story is that we're going to have like this Met Gala type of situation where Krakoa is going to have this international event where dignitaries and diplomats from all over the world are going to congregate to the island. We also have very many celebrities pop up in these issues. I'm old, I don't know who most of them are, but every time I see one in these issues, it sort of takes me out of the story. I sort of get the impression that Marvel's trying really hard to be cool. And a lot of these guys are D and C listers. Now, another thing is that I'm not sure if they chose these people because they're all X-Men fans or are major comic book fans. Like, the only person that I'll give a pass to that pops up in these issues is Patton Oswalt. He has ties to comic books for a while now, and he's a super cool dude. But outside of that, you have Steve Aoki, Eminem, Conan O'Brien, Seth Meyers, Jimmy Kimmel, George R.R. Martin, and then we have the most awkward appearance in these issues is Kevin Feige. When he shows up, it's so on the nose. It completely took me out of the story. I was really worried to turn the page and see Bob Iger after that. I also forgot, you have the guys from Run the Jewels that when they pop up, I thought they were Luke Cage and Iron Fist at first. Later on, I found out it was Killer Mike and LP. And Marvel, if you're going to do something so cheesy, you really dropped the ball with not having Weezer pop up in these issues. They directly referenced the X-Men, Kitty Pryde, Nightcrawler on their first album. Now that aside, let's get into the story. So we have this massive ball that's being thrown on Krakoa. But the leadership on Krakoa are going to do this ultra mega flex to the world to really show off that this mutant nation is going to be a force to be reckoned with. So the first issue has all the heroes, dignitaries, and celebrities arriving. It's super cool to see X-Force being the security to the event. Now, it's really interesting to see that when the Avengers and Fantastic Four arrive, there's a great deal of unease with this whole situation of Krakoa with these heroes. Like with Captain America, he's very much aware that there's going to be a very big shift in power and that Krakoa can be a center of conflict. And when the Fantastic Four arrive, there's a great deal of friction between Mr. Fantastic and Xavier. I know there was like a miniseries or a story arc where Marvel retconned the fact that Franklin Richards is not a mutant anymore. What a stupid move. I don't know why they did this, but I'm not sure this is the reason why there's some bad blood between Xavier and Mr. Fantastic. So the guests, once they arrive, they're treated to a concert. We have Rhapsody playing music, and it's a pretty interesting thing because Rhapsody is a pretty deep cut from the pages of X Factor. Another aspect of the story that almost lost me is the way the characters are dressed. Now, this is a big ball, very similar to the Met Gala, where obviously they take their inspiration from. Everyone's dressed very extravagantly, but the thing is, I felt like they went way too overboard with the male characters. That aside, I do really love how they design what Emma Frost uses during this whole event. This really works for her character in particular. But outside of that, we do get some really interesting moments in the story. We get this conversation between Emma Frost, Captain America, and Dr. Doom, where Doom starts to insinuate that Krakoa sooner or later are going to try to take over the world. And Emma Frost is like, no, that's not the idea of Krakoa. And then out of nowhere, the Shi'ar envoy tells Emma in front of Doctor Doom, congratulations, you took over the world. The Shi'ar actually thought that this whole celebration was one because they took over the world. Another great moment is that Deadpool tries to crash the party. He was seriously offended that he was not invited, but Wolverine's like, you're not a mutant, you should not be here in the first place. So we get a brief little tussle between both of these characters, where Domino has to jump in to finish off Wade. Then we get this whole situation with the delegates of this made-up Marvel country called Tierra Verde, where X-Force really messed up on one of their missions. And we have this whole cover-up where Beast did some really, really sketchy stuff. So what happens during the Hellfire Gala, the delegates from this country convert into plant monsters and start attacking the other guests. Emma Frost discovers this whole situation and that Xavier was in on it. Now, first and foremost, what's going to happen with Emma is that she's going to keep a super close eye on Xavier and especially on his secret activities. And second, she actually goes to Beast, tells him, look, stop fucking around, but also mind wipes from him some sketchy activity that she has been up to cover up her own tracks. So I'm gonna leave this video here. Hope you guys liked it. See you guys next time. Bye.